Hello, Michelle is back again, January the 5th, 2025, for another series of information, content, whatever you want to call it, regarding self education and how self education will bring you to peace. A lot of people are asking for peace. You know how to, and I'm telling you how to bring peace into your life is to self educate yourself as to what that means. What does peace mean to you? And we know that what we are experiencing now is a lot of auditory dictators out there claiming they want peace, but in the background, that's anything but true. And the behaviors and actions and results ought to speak for themselves. If someone says that they are looking for peace, they don't go to war. Okay, they don't invade people. They don't threaten to take countries. They don't threaten to take land. Okay, and that's what this particular country I reside in. That is the historical behaviors and actions. Is take, 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 take. Nothing is earned. You can buy a degree. I know that. I witnessed that back in the 80s. You can buy these high level degrees. So I'm saying all of this to those of you out there who are feeling maybe despondent because you don't have a college degree. Do not put all that kind of pressure on yourself. It's pseudo education. Okay, it's not genuine education, as it were, possibly when you were growing up. I know what was happening when I was growing up, and it was fun sometimes to go into class. I can remember in elementary school, and we were singing, singing the ABCs, and I'll never forget one time the teacher brought in a guitar or something, and they were spelling out happiness. HAPPINESS, and I enjoyed that, and that stayed with me from elementary. I think I was in the second or third grade, and I remember a teacher singing that to us. So, what's important is self-education, okay, and that is what makes life worth living. Actually, to be sitting up in a university and having somebody rambling in my ears did not work. I put out a lot of videos about how I had difficulty being educated that way. It just was not adding up. I was frustrated because I to hear, I mean, my gosh, it drove me insane. My learning is more of a walk the talk for me. And see, and that's how I can pick up contradictions, actually. Some people who are auditories, they can hear it. They can hear, there's a contradiction there. Or some who are in their feelings, okay, something that doesn't feel right. Something that doesn't, and I say pay attention to all of it. No one needs to know that you're doing that, and always make sure you're safe, especially because we all get feelings about something, because that's energy. Okay, so a lot of us, and I'm going to say this, and it's controversial, but hey, a lot of people, before something tragic is about to happen to them, they were receiving the warnings, but a lot of them didn't live through it to tell us. Okay, they didn't live through it to tell us. So these are precarious moments in our lives. I mean it. These are defining moments in our lives. And if you're not grounded and recognize that by now, then you won't. Okay? Either you know it now, either you are developing yourself to understand it now, or you won't. A lot of people are going backwards. They're going backwards, and I was told that the majority of the population could be going back to the years of Moses, living as Moses were in your delusions of how they were living, the primeval times. But I'm sure that's not going to be the correct meaning of that. Is not going to be here. They said the first ages. Okay, primitive. Yeah. And it's going to be primitive living because of our environment. Is what Mother Nature is deciding. Okay, it's all in the hands of Mother Nature. As human beings, we were supposed to take care of this planet. And this planet was supposed to be our home for our evolution, but that's not going to happen. The majority of the people on this planet now, 10 billion plus, are not going to have a planet at some point in the near future, in the distant future, to evolve. You're going to have to find other worlds to live on. Does that sound like fantasy to you? All you got to do is look around. What's happening to the tree? You need biodiversity. Again, without biodiversity, this planet does not survive. In other words, survive with humans. Okay? What is going to happen and what we've been told and what I've picked up from my logical, rational, and reasonable thinking, whether I'm alive now or what happens when I pass the baton on to my future lineage, a lot of us, you are going to experience this planet being destroyed. And then you're going to recognize your responsibilities or lack thereof, your irresponsibilities, and you're going to recognize how you, as they say, dropped the ball and allowed this planet to destroy itself or destroy the humans on this planet. It's happened before in small stages with Atlantis and Mu, Rome. Those were particular regions of the planet. What's going to happen now and in the near future, distant future, is a global event. It's going to be happening simultaneously all over the planet, because the planet is connected to all regions of this world. Whether you are in the west, the east, the north, or the south, this all is connected. Earthquakes are connected with hurricanes. Hurricanes are connected with flooding. It's all a correlation. The tentacles I talked about, it all goes together. We're not having flooding for no reason. And and then we got these pseudoscientists who have caused massive failures on this planet that are criminal, in my opinion. And it's criminal, negative behaviors and actions. Because just imagine you're on an island and you recognize something that's going on because you see the water levels are rising and rising. But then you get these scientists, these pseudoscientists, oh no, that's natural to have constantly rising sea levels. Oh, that's natural. And you're on this particular island, and you look around and there's nothing is around that will save you. Some people know their either their city, state, especially island, their islands are sinking. And a lot of people say, oh, it can't sink. People, and the teachers that I have said this is going to happen. The truth is a threat. The truth is a threat. And there's people out there, human beings doing this, human beings who rather silence those telling the truth than deal with it. It's happening regardless. And they are going to be the ones in the future, via their lineage, they're going to get these impulses from their subconscious, their conscious, their psyche, or whatever, recognizing their involvement. And they're going to experience the sinking of an island. They say, islands don't sink. They can't. People are arguing with you, especially online. That's why you just have to. You have to consider that what it is. Consider it what it is. People can hide anonymously behind, these aliases, screen names, whatever, and But I can pick up some desperations as well. I can pick up, a lot of people are sensing anxiety. There's a reason for your anxiety. Your anxiety is just that means that you are essentially alive, and you're picking up contradictions. You're picking up, when you have anxiety, in my opinion, it's an attempt to reach you and say, okay, what is really, really going on? So that's why you have to be so careful when you're deconstructing, reconstructing, that you're paying attention to your anxiety. You're paying attention to how you're feeling, because you can easily go run back to where you came from. That happens. You know how many times that happens? So do not celebrate so much that you are deconstructing. Just, and I would, like I said, I wouldn't talk about it so much, especially online. You can conversate with people, but don't share that you're deconstructing, because all you're doing is bringing that criminal negative energy right back to you, and they're going to try to pull you in. Especially, literally, if you used to, like I said, used to go to these certain places, say a church, a cult member, a retreat, go to retreats, and all of these tentacles that, which is criminal negative energy, disguised as religion, cults, and those tentacles are gonna they're gonna keep reaching you and reaching you. People are gonna start a campaign and say, okay, let's send her a whole slew of texts and tell her she needs to come back to church, or tell her she needs to come back to these meetings, and tell her this, and they're going to keep pulling at you. And also your thoughts are going to keep doing that as well. So deconstruction is just a process. I mean, just the beginning. It is a difficult process. And I can help you, and I'm sure others can as well. But you have, you're going to resonate with people that's going to help you. Okay, whether it's me or anybody else. So self-education is how you're going to unshackle yourself permanently. How does that sound? I'm going to stop right now. Then I'll come back for more regarding the self-education and the beauty, the peace, the love it can bring to your life.